frame. The other one, it was made out of, I made one at 59 feet on each side. What was that, 118? And I was playing around with that. Well, then I modeled this one today and decided, hey, I'm going to try this. So that's what I'm using right now. So it's fed with 600 ohm ladder line. I try to use 450 because it depends on the impedance. But this one, I just put this is what I want, this is what I want to use, and then I kind of work backwards on it. Worked out pretty good. And I've had a knee replacement in 2017? Yeah, something like that. And that's why I go to the gym a lot. I used to ride bicycles just like you. Used to run a lot. But that caught up with me. It was when I was on patrol. It was pretty rough before I had the operation. I'll tell you, putting the door of those Explorers and trying to get my leg to come in sometimes on. Wow. So glad I'm not doing that anymore. Actually, my dad was a ham. That's how I got into it. And he had a Helicopter transmitter and a Drake 2B for a receiver. It was very difficult for me to learn the dual thing and how to, set the receiver and set the transmitter. So once he converted later on, of course, I was already out of the house. My first radio was the Yaesu 101E. No, 101F. I think that I had the next version. But I don't know. I've had ICOM. I had an ICOM 751A. I put new capacitors in that thing, the trimmers. Back then they had issues with those. It's several amplifiers. I don't know. I got a big GS35 cam in the storage. Trying to sell. There's a guy coming over or something. I don't know. I think it was next week. Of course, I'll be gone this week. Yeah, this week. I gotta watch my schedules. I'll tell you. So I like building things. I build my own tuners. I have 2 L tuners here. So I should say, what was I gonna say here? Oh. I have link couple tuners too. I like those. I like using those a lot. So my amplifier kicked out a little bit there. I see my SWR. I didn't tweak that. I should probably tweak that. But anyway, something else you mentioned. I wrote down. I was writing notes down, but maybe I didn't get it. So I hope I covered everything there, Tim. WB8UHZ, WL4AWJ. Some kind of exercise. There's more exercise you can do. I Electronics in Milwaukee, was still on Fond du Lac Avenue. I think it was before they moved. Then I got my dad's Hercules 2, or is it Hercules 3? I don't know. It's a solid state 500. That thing is a dream to run too. It's real easy. That one goes to 10 meters. This Icon does not have 10 meters. Why would I use an amplifier at 10 meters? I have no idea. I talked to a guy named Woody down in Phoenix almost every day, or at least every other day. And he's running a beam. I'm just running a dipole. We talk without even amplifiers, so it works out good. God, I was going to bring something up. I forgot what was going on. But yeah, it's... Yeah, Olivia and I was on PSK, and another guy, where was he at? Was he out west someplace? And I made about 6 contacts, and that's another thing I can't find. You can't find people. But he mentioned something about another mode. Is it big Hellwind or Hell, something like that? I don't know all this stuff. What was I going to make? Oh, really? One of the guys I talked to on 40 meters on the net when I get in there said on Thursdays there's a ready net. And I keep forgetting about it, and I don't know what time it is. But when I do a search, you type it in on your Google, I don't come up with anything. Must not be widely used. But I love Ready. That was fun. I use M-Ready here or FL Digi. I do listen to code. The guys, they do some code, I think they do some code before the net, if that's right. Yeah, I think so. And I listen to that back and forth. I try to copy it. And I kind of gave up on it. I was working on my motorcycle here. I put some new cams in and 52,000 miles. So I did a whole kind of from top to bottom, clean up a little bit, added, and made sure everything was working fine. Added O-rings, gaskets, all that good stuff. So that's my brother's more of a mechanical guy, but he lives in Wisconsin. But I do everything myself anyway. If I got any questions, I just give him a ring. What else is going? Yeah, I love building things. That's it. Period. I just yeah, you're right about the tubes. I just sold one of my GS35B to a guy in Ohio, and so I still have 1, 2, 3 left. I think 3 left, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with that amp. The thing is huge. It's not super big, but it's heavy. It's awkward. The power supply, especially. I might end up keeping it. I was gonna part it out. It's got 2 vacuum variables in it, and just a tapped coil. I had fun building it. I had a lot of help from another guy. He knows how to build that stuff. There's a lot of technology there that's not in a book. And I read a whole paper. Actually, it seems like a magazine on how to build amplifiers, construction practices, and all that stuff. And I play around with that in these tuners. I went from using wire to copper foil tape, that kind of stuff, and it really changes the resistance and tuning. So that was something else I do. Just something to play with and keep busy. Yeah, this morning was 80 degrees 78 degrees. At about 9 o'clock, the wife and I took off on a nice bike ride today this morning, and that way we're not in the afternoon where it's so damn hot. I was going to bring that up. Three Rivers plant over in Michigan I've been into. That was one of my last automation engineering jobs I had was over there. I'm trying to remember the name of that doggone town over there. So, yeah, what else was I going to talk about, Tim? You mentioned something there and I didn't write it down. But, oh yeah, on your back and in your Achilles, God, I was up in Wisconsin. We had a kind of a get together at the daughter's house. I was racing my grandsons. I pulled my freaking hamstring in my left leg. Oh man, my tendons are always tight. I can't touch my toes either. I do deadlifts. I do bend over. I do all this stretching, it still doesn't help. Well, I was watching a video today, and it could be a sciatic nerve tightness, so I might have to look into that. Let's see if that'll help something. They got certain exercises for that too. Back over to you, Jim. And okay, I'm being an AM operator. I know those guys. I know N4LQ. Those guys are on 1960 or 1864. Those guys get on there at AM and they just talk and talk and talk. But so do I. My wife accuses me of talking too much anyway. WB8UHZ W40WJ. Yeah, very good. W40WJ. Great signal. 59 plus. WB8UHZ. Yeah, the AM guys are super down. You know, go on and on and on. But the equipment can handle it. That's the neat thing. And really the enjoyment is listening to the audio, knowing the people, and the fact that it's a mode that's different, that's for sure. Now today, if you get modern equipment, they didn't pay attention to that mode in the 70s, 80s, early 90s. Then they started to, but they just said, why put it in, or something good. But today, plus 5,000, or not, 7,300, will sound great up here. It's not plate modulated, but it doesn't have to. So it's a lot of fun. But the neat thing is seeing a 50 mid-inch AM station in front of you. That's kind of neat. And working on it. And fixing them and all that stuff. Well, as far as stretching is concerned, I've been very bad at that. And I still am. And hamstring, yeah, I'm cool those too. And that was when I was a lot younger. And that was, of course, when I was sprinting. When I played baseball in college, I never had a problem. But later on, doing it at 45, sprinting the first base. It wasn't a good sprinting for me, put it that way. It wasn't a great idea. And, tubes are costly, but I was looking at my old Summit that I purchased brand new in 1978, December. That was my Christmas present to me. And it was $1,150. With an amplifier, of course. The old Summit was great. And if you add inflation to that, it's pretty close to the $5,000 price that some of these amplifiers are solid made.